still two participants of our discussion who were able to contribute to our talk. Oxana Romanchuk, who did a lot for us to develop young entrepreneurship. Currently, she represents the entrepreneurship interests in Great Britain. Oxana, could you please tell a little bit in detail what you've learned after representing Russian businesses in the United Kingdom? Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I would like to tell a little bit about entering markets. Great Britain is currently a very difficult case. I became representatives in February. Around 20 entrepreneurs contacted me since this time, and Mr. Umarov said that starting the business you have to think globally from day one. Unfortunately, the applications I receive, I see that those are entrepreneurs born locally and thinking locally and decided to think globally and start from Great Britain from the start. These are not young entrepreneurs, these are matured companies. And I think that what I'll be talking now is based on the experiences from Russian companies having export ambitions. But first, before you enter the international market, you have to do your research. Simply Googling is not a research, does not count for research. Speaking of, if we speak about non-CIS countries, you have to at least Google in the original language. And for this, we have some support institutions able to provide relevant information about the country you're interested in. This is the Russian Export Center, and these are the trade representatives in the respective countries. Fortunately, I think everyone knows about the trade representatives who are able to provide at no cost an analysis of the industry in the respective country, so that you can evaluate the potential of your business. You also have to understand the structure of the market, the export and the import, because speaking about the British market, there are some segments with no importers at all, and I think this is not a good start for your first country, because the consumers are used to national products. Next, you have to understand who your buyer is, who your consumer is. One of my British cases, a producer of medical equipment of a decent quality, has export experience in CIS countries, but in Britain, it is the state who is the main buyer of medical equipment of his type. And despite all the negative negative press of Russia and Britain, the small and medium-sized businesses are nearly the only entities who are able to retain those communication, those contacts. But imagine if the state, the government, is the main consumer of your goods. Of course, you have to wait a little bit in the current situation. And of course, you have to understand the cultural references, the peculiarities of the country they are willing to work in. And unfortunately, many of the entrepreneurs underestimate the things. They think that China is something exotic and Europe is something we can start our business without any difficulties. But when you contact contact when you bring a British partner and a Russian partner together, and the British partner asks about the certification, the Russian partner simply says, "Okay, we'll pay the money, we'll have the certification." And this is a stereotypical example for him, and it is very difficult to prove to him from now on that you can work with the Russian entrepreneurs. Although the Russian market, as to its ambitions, as to the number of talents, this is really great, and success is really possible here. Concerning Britain, our colleagues also mentioned the importance and the necessity of a search for business partners. Industry exhibitions, trade exhibitions are a good tool. In Britain, there is also the Britain is Great program, with a portion of it dedicated to attracting international businesses, imports into the country, so that they open their productions, their representations in Britain. And there are some cases, some examples in Britain. First, all the questions related to scaling a business into the European countries are always related to visa questions. So the visa support is always there, is always included. Any company willing to feel the market, for instance, can send its representative without the right of working for another company. This is a guarantee for you, so it's a sole representative visa for an employee to research the market. And the second possibility, this is a global entrepreneur. If you receive funding from one of incubators or funds, this government provides you a visa and a team consisting of 90 experts supporting you as mentors over 2 years, which is very important. So don't be shy, but also be realistic. Thank you very much, Oksana and Alexander Talker.